Hey everybody, it's Andy here, aka Montolio, and we are back for another Vintage League, and we're playing a cool one today. We're playing a blue-red Turbo Caves deck, and this is built around Caves of Chaos Adventure and Fable of the Mirror Breaker. And this is not a new entity, but I tinkered with the deck here and there every once in a while to keep it updated, and I felt like bringing it into battle today. We've got a Fairy Mastermind in there, really only one, I'm not sure how good it is, and our Forgotten Ledger Shredder, which I still think is a very good card in Vintage, but just not really seeing any play, and Mercurial Spell Dancer, just to balance things out on the curve a little bit. I do think this card is very good with all the cantrips that we have in our deck, and yeah, we've got everything else that you would expect to find in a blue-red deck. Ragavan certainly is a powerful card if left uncontested. We've got a Wasteland package here, so I think this deck is pretty good. And yeah, with no further ado, why don't we take it in and see how we do today? Okay, guys, here we are in round one. We're playing blue-red Turbo Caves, as I like to call it. And we've won the die roll. Our hand is pretty mediocre, but I think that could be shaped up very quickly depending on how we do with our cantrip here. So Chancellor of the Annex. So we can play around that fairly easily. So first things first. I am going to sprint Ragavan into play here, but I'm going to cantrip first off of my Preordain. I think it's worth it. None of these are really what I'm looking for here. It looks like we're playing against white initiative. Okay. Fell a little bit short on doing that this turn, unfortunately. But next turn, hopefully we can get her going with the treasure here. Solitude, okay. I can live with that. It's not great for me because I lost a mana from the treasure here, but to be expected. A little bit awkward. Probably losing this one. Lauren, okay, that really puts a cramp in my styles here. Okay. Pretty awkward. Just have to hope they don't have much going on here, which is definitely possible. Yeah, Archon. Okay. Well, I don't think we have to worry about this because I have a basic mountain in my deck here. Yeah, I mean, that's awkward. The Archon is going to cause us some problems here. I expect they're going to draw us a card. They didn't. Yep, okay. We're going to need to find something off the top here, guys. That is not it. Um, So this one can now fetch the basic, and I can go and get a... This turn I will go and fetch a different land here. That is not a basic. Because it doesn't really matter. I don't have to do it here. This will protect both my lands. We don't have to do it now. The only caveat is if I draw something... Yeah, probably will expose it. Let's see what they do here. Do they have a Seasoned Engineer here? Okay. Okay, so on all our Furies here, like I think we're reasonably well set up for this matchup. We don't want Tinker Package here. Pyroblast is really bad. I think Flusterstorm is pretty poor. How does this setup look? I think pretty decent. Mental Misstep is not great, but they do run Swords to Plowshares. My opponent doesn't really know what we're up to over there. If they saw Ragavan, that's it. And in good traditional fashion, we died before we could do anything. I mean, this isn't great, but it's not unreasonable. Having the Dismember and the Fury really does loan to being able to do something here. But of course, we could die before we're able to deploy any of our stuff here. Make sure I know the angels there. I have played into far too many angels than I care to admit. The Mox was actually, believe it or not, a pretty decent draw. Can't do anything else at the moment. Okay. Like, if this is the game we're playing, like, I'm not displeased. Right, like, Fable of the Mirror Breaker is solid. It's going to give me 2 creatures here eventually. And then we'll see if they have the Ancient Tomb here. Or the Solitude. Or both. They do. Okay. Looks like they're on the Seasoned Dungeoneer plan. So let's see. I don't think I want to get rid of any of these cards. I mean, I guess Treasure Cruise is pretty bad. Yeah, I guess I'll get rid of that. I think I'm going to cast the Caves of Chaos Adventurer here. Seems reasonable. We'll get that initiative going for ourselves. This card is very powerful. We hold up Dismember this way. No Solitude there. So they're on a Seasoned Dungeoneer plan by the looks of things. So they got the initiative back. And I will just dismember this at the end of their turn. I guess Fury does deal with this if I want to throw this away. I guess I can dismember during my turn if need be. But getting Fury onto the table is pretty good. Okay. And I guess we'll just dismember. This is a lethal combo if left unaccosted, so I'm not sure if you can hear my daughter playing piano downstairs there, but we're going to forge here. We're going to throw this on the big guy, and if they want to kill the big guy, so be it. These are the things you got to live with in life. Okay, well, get some flyers into play here. I think my opponent's going to have a pretty hard time dealing with this stuff, but like having the 4 Furies in my deck is big game. This, of course, is where it becomes a lot more difficult for me, though. Maybe the mental misstep just isn't that great. Maybe we just bring in a Pithing Needle for Wasteland being on the draw. And try something like this, guys. I mean, when you're on the draw against these types of decks, it's always very difficult. Okay, this looks like a nice hand. But as always, it's very difficult to decipher how aggressive you should be after going after their fast mana because of the presence of Cavernous Souls. We're going to keep this one, though. And hopefully it's enough. So that is just an auto slam as far as I'm concerned. Let's get rid of this. I like the Flyer Fairy Mastermind to be able to keep initiative. Okay, that's great. Let's find a basic here, or a fetch land. Okay. I'm just going to Ancestral myself right now. I don't see a reason not to. If we find any fast mana, we can get it into play before an Archon comes down or something. Yep. We did not. So we have to hope now that we have inhibited our opponent's ability to have white mana. And it looks like it's the case for now anyways. Pearl. Oh, geez, that was a nice draw. Because this is going to allow us to get Fairy Mastermind into play. Probably should have sided this out, but because my opponent's not really drawing any cards, but being able to take the initiative with a flyer is pretty strong. Just going to get a basic island here, guys. See if this gets solituded. Yeah. I mean, I think that's really good for me. Okay. Well, we'll get a Fable into play here. No Solitude there. Okay. I think I can get rid of one of the Fables. I do like Fable. First things first, let's attack here. I think I'm going to cast the Caves of Chaos Adventurer here. Okay, opponent's conceded there. Okay, nice win for us there, guys. We'll see you next round. Okay, guys, here we are in round 2. We're playing blue-red Um, Fable, or Turbo Caves. How do I feel about this hand? Well, it doesn't have any mana. I could definitely get, I did win the die roll here. I could get a turn 1 mirror into play and have force backup here. This will filter. I think it's worth keeping. Because I feel like I'm playing against white initiative, where this is a problem is if my opponent reveals a Chancellor, I will just die. So that maybe was not thought through properly for me. We're going to have to get a little bit lucky here to dodge that. So the question is, let's say that they don't have it. So what do I want to do here? Did not reveal one. Okay. Right? Like I could preordain and look for a land. I think that's probably reasonable. If it does backfire, though, it is awfully sucky for me. I'm going to try. This is definitely a gamble on my part. Okay, I did find one. Do I want Treasure Cruise? Probably not. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe. Because Fable will discard the... Maybe I do put it on top. 1, 2. 1, 2. That's 3. 4 if I force. 5 if I discard that. And then I'm 6, 7, 8. No, I am a ways away from it. We'll get red mana, red blue here. I don't have the luxury of playing around. If they wasteland, I think that's pretty reasonable. We're going to have our token going here with the Fable. Hopefully. I mean, we're presented with a whole nother dilemma if they... Okay. I think this is fine. My opponent of note did mulligan down to 5 here. So they probably have a turbo hand. As always, we are penciled into... Or not penciled into. We have a decision point here as do we counter the fast mana. Because of the presence of Cavern of Souls. Okay. I think these cards are all good, with the exception of the Pyroblast. So I'm going to get rid of that. I think I am going to gamble preordaining here. Do I want a blue card for the Force? That's the question I have to ask myself here. I don't think I want any of these. Okay, that's lucky. I think we got pretty lucky there. That was a gamble that was reasonably poor percentage after I missed on the two scries. Let's see. Did not Solitude there. Would have been interesting. Would I have let them kill this? And I think I would have. I just have to hope they don't have a Cavern here. Yep. I mean, the Seasoned Dungeoneer is a risk. Okay, so I am going to get my force to work here. Archon. I'm going to force that. Just do everything I can here to be able to win. I'm going to fetch now. Keep my basics around. Okay, Pearl is not great here. I could save it for another Fable, but I think I'm just going to keep my treasure tokens here. And next turn, my opponent is going to be put in a position where they're going to have to deal with double Caves of Chaos Adventure coming in, plus a Forge potentially. Gonna get a. I don't think it matters what source I get here. Yep. All right. So similar to last game, I mean the Furies are just magnificent. Maybe we can consider the Needle. Like I think on the draw, Misstep is just not. Oops, not at its best. Pyroblast can certainly go. Let's try this. That was a high risk hand from me, but ended up working out well. Like turn one plays where you can get creatures onto the table against initiative when you're on the play is pretty good. Despite that was a gambit. I fully acknowledge that, and I was just completely and utterly dead, even when my opponent mulliganing to 5. Had my opponent had the angel that taxed me. I have difficulty remembering the name of the angel on my. For whatever reason, I have a little bit of a brain gap on that one. Okay. What do I feel about this hand? I mean, it's got a force. Got a needle to protect my stuff. I guess it's probably all right. I'm on the draw, so we can clean up there. What do I feel about this? Like, this is probably a turn 1 Thalia, right? Against my better judgment, I'm going to make a gamble here. This is what I'm talking about when you play these decks. Like, you have to gamble. Okay, there's a Wasteland. And sometimes it works out for you when you're forcing the fast mana. And other times it fails miserably, as in your opponent follows up with another Mox and into Cavernous Souls or something like that. Because of Cavernous Souls, I think my outlook in general is I'm very aggressive against any type of fast mana coming out because Force of Will just becomes a dead card very quickly. And although we do have Fable the Mirror Breaker to be able to fix that, I feel like on the draw, uh, we don't have the luxury for that. So even all the more aggressive. Having a very nice discussion with Gus Glass here, reminiscing back to days of Yonder. As always, Gus, a very friendly opponent, despite it's hard to like white initiative players. We'll give Gus the benefit of the doubt here. Okay, so, I mean, barring we draw Black Lotus, or a cantrip for that matter, I think we could put the Pithing Needle on Wasteland to protect our mana. We are on the slow track here. The other option is I could wasteland them off their wasteland, but the problem with that is we're just kind of behind here. And if they do drop a Thalia next turn, at least we'll have this in play. But that, of course, makes my Fable a whole lot worse. So, interesting decision points. Maybe I'll get the value off my Wasteland now and just continue to try slowing them down. We did get that Mox off them. And maybe my opponent will be stymied here. Okay. Not feeling great about this, to be honest, but I have a feeling a Thalia is going to be coming here. Okay. So now things are going to go badly, I think, for me, but Fury is definitely something we can do here. This is going to be the White Plume. Just let this one resolve, obviously. Okay. We're pretty close to conceding here. I guess we're going to need to find, I think, a Fury off the top next turn. It doesn't even deal with the White Plume if they choose to forge here, but I have a feeling what they're going to do is they're going to drop a Seasoned Dungeoneer here, and that pretty much ices me unless I find the Fury. This hand's just too slow to be able to deal with them in the draw. A Force of Will, I think, is where I was blinded the most by this. Yeah, Thalia's pretty good against me here. And it could have been a lot worse there, but Fury just cleans this up so viciously, right? All right. Well, I mean, let's get our Mercurial in here, right? We cannot be wastelanded. This could get, this could eat a, I'm going to get trapped here. But I will be able to steal the initiative for an extra land next turn. Hopefully, anyways. And we're just going to take it, guys. It's a lot of damage, but... Alright, so they are definitely sitting back on a Solitude. Like, what could they put? Unless it's all land. Well, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to attack first. And see if I can steal the initiative and get a land here. Or are they going to Solitude? Perhaps the Mercurial is not great in my deck. I'm not sure. I do like that it has evasion. Okay, we got to go and fetch here. Don't really like taking the extra life, but it's the world we're living in. Let's get my Fable in. So they are going to get a Catacombs next turn, which is unfortunate. Is this the swords? Yeah. Okay. Believe it or not, I don't mind the life gain there, because Fury is a card that still can win me this game here. Like, it does quite a bit of damage. Okay. Now let's find a Fury, guys. I feel like I want to discard... Oh, there's Fury right off the top. Okay, well, I think we can discard... Do we want to discard... I think we just discard one. Do I want to discard Fable now? I don't think so. Maybe I discard the Misty. Don't really want to take any damage here. I think this is fine. So, tough call here. I think I'm going to kill these. I mean, Thalia sucks. There's no doubt about it, but I think I kill the Menace token and the 3/3. Right, Thalia is a pain, but yeah, I think I'm going to do this. Well, that Fury was really clutch. I could see another Solitude coming down here, which would make me sad. But in 2 turns from now, if I'm left unaccosted, I'm going to have the combo of Fury and Fable. Okay, sadly they have the initiative still here. I guess they're going into the big dungeon, which could end me here. Most likely will. This hand doesn't really do enough for me. It's much, much, much better. Okay. So what I could do is turn 1, we're going to play a Caves of Chaos venture. We're going to go and get a basic. Turn 2, we cast a Mercurial. I do like the other caves here, but we are closer to catching the Fable. I'm going to keep this one. I think I'm going to put the other caves away. Chancellor. Oh boy, that's vicious. Well, I cannot cast a turn 1 Caves of Chaos adventure anymore, because they have the Chancellor. But I can still cast a Fable. And yeah, it's not ideal because we don't have mana if they decide to come after my stuff here. Or, like they Solitude or Swords my thing here. But I think that's okay. Like, this is what you want to be doing turn one against this deck, is trying to get something out. So they do have the swords. Okay. I mean, I got to live with it. It's not ideal. We've got filtering, though, with the Fable coming up. Cleric, okay. So they've got a white plume. A little bit awkward that they've got the initiative here on us, but if we can find a land off the top, just naturally, that's really good for me. Okay, my opponent's got a Plains and a Chancellor in hand. We didn't. I kind of like all these cards, to be honest. Hmm. Like, can I just discard Caves of Chaos Adventurer here? If I find a land? This is difficult. I have to do one of these, yeah. It's awkward. Caves is not looking great for me at the moment. This worked out perfectly. That was just literally the perfect draw. Like, I could wait until they choose what they want to do. I realize they have the Chancellor here, which they're building up towards, but that will not be easy for them to accomplish that. And any red off the card off the top turns my Fury on. I will be able to likely go and get basics here once I take the initiative over. So I don't hate our spot here. I have to hope they kind of miss off, not kind of, I have to hope they miss off the top. But that's not that likely with the Scry. Plains. Two cards at the bottom. Okay, that's good. Yep, Solitude. Damn. It's a pretty lucky hit. Sad thing for me is I'm not going to get the initiative there. That's that's what I'm desperately after here. I mean, this does trade. I'm going to play it out, and the reason is because if I draw a red source, I can hardcast Fury here. And if I find a red spell, I can pitch to Solitude. Pitch and kill the Solitude. And as well as copying it with the Reflection. So if my opponent attacks here, I don't really care. I'll just take it. I don't think if they don't, that means there's weakness there. My opponent is playing off the top of the deck of their top of their library right now. They're not that far off casting the Chancellor, unfortunately. Okay, they're coming, so they did draw something. Yeah, that's their best draw. Maybe outside of a Black Lotus for this. But anyways, we've got a chance here. We've got a chance. We can really blow them out here if we find a red card. We did. I mean, I'd love to keep all these things, but not meant to be. All right. So that's pretty good. Well, not pretty good. That's fantastic for me. This is a hasty creature. It's going to deal 6 damage and give me the initiative. And we just have to hope we can keep them away from the angel here. What do I want here? More blue or red? I'm going to take blue. Play that out, and there's my turn. Let's just keep them bricking, guys. We have the initiative here. I do like our ability to top deck better than our opponent because of the cantrips we have in our deck. Okay. We are definitely going into the Lost Well here. Those are both pretty good cards, I would say. Maybe could have put the preordain away to increase my chances of drawing something significant this turn. Hope they don't have a mental misstep. That would be unfortunate. Oh. Um. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's go and... You know what? Maybe I can just dash Ragavan here. I think I can. And see what we find off the top of their library. Let's see how that goes. And we'll just get some damage in here. Containment Priest here? What is this? Solitude. Are they casting this? Wow. Well, they did get me pretty good there. What'll be interesting is they block here. This reflection's got to be scaring them. No, they're not too worried about that. Okay, well, so they are going to... Let's see if we can find a Fury here for next turn. I don't think I want any of these. What's interesting about the Force of Will, though, this is 6, 7. I don't think that's what we can use here. No, we got to put that on the bottom. There it is. Okay, so next turn we can cast that. And like literally hard cast it and bring it back with the reflection, so it should be really good. Admittedly, they are going to get the initiative here, and it's going to put them into the throne, which is really scary. Probably going to lose based on that. Let's see. Could be bad for me. If I keep my reflection around, it's pretty good. Okay, so that's a 6/6. That's probably one of the best things that could happen to me here. They are moving towards the angel, I see here. They just... Okay, the Archon. Okay. Well, I can kill both the Archon and Solitude here. And I got to start winning some mana crypt flips. This is a little bit daunting. Okay. So the question is what do I want to do here? Because I can blow one of these up now and blow the other one up next turn, right? Because I can block this thing. I think that's probably fine. Now let's do this. This has hexproof. I'm giving up some damage here for sure. But I want this to lose its hexproof ability. And if it attacks, we can kind of get a double whammy here and just redo it again. Like, this is a vicious combo if I'm able to keep it going. The problem I'm faced with here right now is that my opponent is getting very close to hard casting that angel, the Chancellor. Did not do it. Oh, they have the swords. Nice. What a top deck. Okay, well, that probably wins it for them. But I do have a preordain here. Don't want Needle. How do I feel about Fairy Mastermind? Does that do anything? Don't think so. Okay, well, sometimes better lucky than never, right? I think that does it. the initiative back here. We're going to stash. So we have the initiative again, thank goodness. And unless they find a swords here, I guess the angel is still ominous. Okay, so they do have it. Yeah, pretty scary. Ooh, a Maria's Call. Okay, that's pretty good. That's far better for me than the angel, though, because I can deal with those. Okay, we're gonna get that. I mean, they're gonna get the initiative back from me, sadly, but damn, losing that flip is really unfortunate. Let's see what we can find here. Oh, Time Walk does it. Yep. What a really crazy game that was. Wow. Crazy, guys. I mean, we top decked extremely well, but, that said, we have Ponders, Preordains, and Ancestral Recalls, and Mono White doesn't have those, but we will take that as what I would deem to be a fortuitous win. And yeah, that combination of Reflection of Geeky Jeeky and Fury is no joke. Like, even in this situation, yes, my opponent could have got me for 4. Like, let's just say I didn't have the Time Walk. We could have killed 1. They would have took the initiative, put me to 2, but then we would have just killed them in the swing back, like 100%. So, anyways, as always, good game, Gus Glass. And yeah, we're going to see you next round, guys. Okay, guys, here we are in round 3. And we're playing blue-red Turbo Caves. And Awep, I believe, is a Workshops player. Oh, this hand would have been so great if we had a red Manosaurus, but I don't think we can keep this. Would have otherwise been really nice, but this one we're going to keep. Oh, I want to put away here. Probably a Caves of Chaos adventure. I do like the card, but can I put a Shredder away? Maybe. What makes this interesting here is if I was to Time Walk here right now, I think I am going to Time Walk here. Let's see how this works. Well, pretty good, I guess, because I am going to cast a Caves of Chaos adventure, and that's pretty powerful. I mean, presuming it resolves. I don't know what my opponent's playing over there. But if it is Workshops, this is a pretty strong start for me. Take a blue source here. Okay. My opponent knows they have a green light here because one of my cards is an island, so I cannot have Force of Will up. Okay. This is a bit scary here. Oh, this is Jewel. Oh, dear. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. Just a big PO. Yep. They got it. I'm F6'd. I mean, my hand was fantastic, with the exception of very vulnerable to that. Let's see. Let's see what they got. Getting, yeah. Probably dead here. That's a jewel. Okay. So that's game. I know they have a metamorph in hand. Yeah. Okay. Well, we had a great turn one, and they had a better one. Don't think this is really what I'm looking for here. Certainly like Shattering Sprees. Most of our deck is pretty relevant against all of this stuff. Like, Pyroblast is limited how good it is. And it goes the same for Flusterstorm here. You know, if they have the PO side of things, then obviously those cards look really good. I do like Ragavan. I do like my flyers as well. Like, maybe I can cut my Caves Adventures. Maybe I can keep a couple of those. Something like this. I like Fable because it helps me filter looking for the cards I need. And of course, it's cheaper casting cost. Yeah, this is great. Turn one Fable. With force backup. You can't complain about that. Okay, your go. Another reason to take out the Caves of Chaos Adventurers is that my opponent is running 4 Metamorphs in their deck. It's not likely to work in their favor in the long run, given we have more creature density in our deck, but who's to say? So I think we definitely want to. We're not really worried about Wasteland out of this deck. So we're wanting to go and fetch Volcanic Islands in case we find Shattering Spree. Dismember. Yeah. We'll fetch here. Probably going to pitch one of my lands, I would think. Maybe not now. I don't think so. You know, maybe it was worth getting rid of the Caves of Chaos adventure there in hindsight. Yep. Yep. So let's see. Gonna need a bit of help. I'd love a Pyroblast. I guess that's not the worst. I mean, I guess I'm doing it right. My opponent's just going to try and combo me off. We do have the Force of Will here. Hardcast Force, yep. Do I fight over this? I don't think I do. But it kills very, very quickly. I think they're trying to hard cast a force here, but I'm going to stop that. I don't want them to have that. And they're just going to hard cast a force, okay. So we're probably losing pretty badly here. There's a PO for 3, I guess. Or just a hard cast force. Either or is pretty bad for me, but yep. Okay, well, we're going to have to get a little bit lucky, guys. We're going to go and get a basic mountain here. We'll play that out if we're able. We are not. Next turn, we're really going to start going to town here if left unaccosted. Now, these decks do have a failure rate. Yeah, just a POA. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay. Hopefully they brick. Yep. They know they're in the clear. I mean, we can have 6 here. Just another jewel. Yep. They've got infinite mana here. So we're probably dead. Just a big PO here. I will concede to a PO. Yep. Just Citadel. This is game, though. Whatever they pull off of this, almost assuredly. Citadel, they have top 14 life to play with. Just being greedy, going for another jewel here. I mean, maybe they don't have Citadel in their deck, but yep. Draw 2 cards. Not even worried about what I'm doing. I certainly will concede to a PO. I know it's painful to sit through this, guys. It's far worse for me than it is for you, I assure you. But I do need to see that my opponent has the infinite card draw here before I will concede. Yeah, there it is. Okay. See you guys next round. Okay, guys, here we are for round 4. And once again, just awkward mana. That mana crypt is so magnificent if they have it in the right place. But okay, I think this is fine. What am I going to put back? Probably a volcanic here. Maybe I can put back the snow-covered mountain here. This seems fine. Opponent mulliganed as well. I think I'm looking to dig a little deeper here to find some gas. I'm not really crazy about any of these, to be honest. The only place I would really want this if it was Bazaar, but I'm going to shuffle my library here. I believe I can do better than this. I'm going to play up my Mox here. Opponent may be double queued here, taking a long time to make some plays. Okay, this is scary. It's a jewel. Nettle Cyst. How do I feel about Nettle Cyst here? Don't think I want them to have that. Not great, guys. Not great. Okay, they have lots of mana here. Maybe they're just all mana. I do like the fairy here. Okay, Ragavan's pretty nice. But definitely, I'm going to turbo him into play. See what we can find here. Can't imagine we'd find a whole bunch. Maybe a Revoker would be a nice grab. There's a Saga. That was a good hit. Reasonably pleased with that. It's 4, right? Mana Crypt is also helping us here. No broad. Yeah. Okay. Metamorph. That's unfortunate. Okay. Not going to attack here. So I should be able to draw an additional card this turn. Right? Each player draws a card. And I get an additional one. So I don't know how much this benefits me versus them. But I kind of feel like I need to do something. I am going to draw them a card. I will have an opportunity to play mine before them. So I am going to do it. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. I guess that triggers them as well, so not really doing much for myself, but I have to do something here. Let's take a look and see what we can find. Treasure Cruise. I don't really like 3. How good is Treasure Cruise? Next turn I can use it, I guess. I think that's fine. They draw a card this turn. That's bad for me. That's pretty bad. 4. Yeah, I guess I can do it now. Okay, Mercurial's good. How good, I don't know. Of note, my opponent does have a Mana Crypt here. So that is working against my opponent in the long run here. But my opponent just drew a bunch of cards, so hopefully they did not find anything of substance. Crucible, okay. Saga is definitely one of the cards that is really scary for me here. Yep. Okay, gonna need some help here. these are this is really unfortunate. I will draw a card end of turn here. I just really need the Mana Crypt to do some significant work for me. The Mercurial Spell Dancer is going to be good here if I can get it to go. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm losing here. All right. Not happy to be doing this, but it is what it is. Okay, that's the stuff I'm looking for. Okay, Fable's good. And this is going to be... So I think what I need to do here, guys, I hate to do this, but to build my Mercurial up. Guess I could cast Fable here. How good is Fable in this situation? Not well. What's interesting here, guys, is I can dash Ragavan as well. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. The reason I'm doing this is that they cannot use their Saga if they do. They return it. And if they want to put their Saga token in front of my Ragavan, I think that's okay. This is maybe just really bad, guys. I don't know. But putting my... Okay, my opponent chose not to do it. Interesting. Now they can't use their Saga. I wonder if they didn't realize that. Now I have my opponent on a Mana Crypt flip if they sequence their stuff wrong here. I'm going to do it this way. I think Preordain is better. Do I want to force it? Well, I can't use it this turn. Bottom this. Maybe I will keep the Force of Will. See if I can find a land here. Okay, and the land is in. So, all right. This is not perfect. Those null rods are causing me some problems here, but they are also causing my opponent problems. So they did stack it correctly. I don't even think I have a fetchable land here, funny enough. So I guess if they want to shut off my Misty, I'll let them. Just have Force up next turn. Okay, lucky win for us. I certainly did not play that optimally, guys. Okay, Shops. It's been a long time since I've played against Shops. I could say all of these coming in potentially. And Tinker Sphere. Fury maybe. Let's see. So what's bad here? Flusterstorm is bad. Pyroblast is bad. think mental misstep is probably fairly poor. So we have a lot of things here. I don't think Fury's that good. What about Ragavan? How good is Ragavan? Ragavan's pretty good. I actually don't mind Soul Guide Lantern, but we probably don't need two of them. Let's try this out. Yep. Can't complain here. Okay. 3-ball would be brutal here. Assist, okay. Okay, that was a great draw. Do you think I do it now? It's a little bit of a punt because I got to discard a card, but finding the Wasteland there made it worth it, in my opinion. We only have to discard one, so I won't complain. Get rid of the Lantern here. I can force a Crucible if they play one. Yep. Sphere. How do I feel about Sphere? Not great. Yeah, I'm going to force that. Well, suffice it to say that's probably the worst draw in my deck. I guess I'll get a red source here. A basic. Dash Ragavan. A little risky, but I really like the idea of getting a treasure here to be able to set up a bigger Shattering Spree next turn. Now, if they play No Rod, this does backfire somewhat, but, well, I guess I'm going to play that because that's pretty good. Okay. Yes, I want the red source, I realize, but I am struggling for mana right now, and Soul Ring really helps fix that for me. Like next turn, I can maybe do a Caves of Chaos adventure. Okay, so I got burned pretty bad there. Yep. Okay. Metamorph, yeah. All right, guys. Well, need to rip a red source right now. And even then, it might not be enough. That was pretty sweet from my opponent here. Yep. Okay. Okay, so No Rod is really doing some work on me here. I'm not overly happy about that, but I guess we want to mitigate that somewhat. Maybe I can just bring in a Fury here. Maybe Dismember is just better. I think I'll do the Dismember here. I mean, we have some good tools. Okay, that's a nice one. Now, once again, Nullrod is a beating here. But you play with what you got. I can't complain here. Like, this is pretty solid. Okay, Nettlecyst. I can live with that. Just a 1/1 this turn, so I will get a free hit in. I do think we want to remove some of these cards. Probably going to do Brainstorm. And do I want to get rid of the needle? Dump Treasure Cruise here. I could play the Mercurial. Okay, first things first. Let's go hit with the Shaman. See, the thing is, I could go looking for a Wasteland here. I mean, I guess I can just do it anyways. Coming off Force of Will is really risky. Let's see. Okay. I do like Fairy Mastermind as well. So I'm going to put that on top. I'm going to put the Wasteland on top. I am going to Wasteland them. I'm going to play this out. And I'm going to put this on. What do I care more about? Urza Saga? I think I'll put it on Wasteland. Okay, there's my play, guys. My opponent's taking some damage here. Yep. I mean, these guys, Nettlecysts, are problematic for sure. But my opponent is going to be taking some damage here for sure. They've got Mana Crypt, Ancient Tomb, paying life off their Metamorph here, and I'm getting in. Oh, interesting. Pithing Needle. What are they choosing for Pithing Needle? Are they taking away my Fable? My Reflection of Kiki Jiki? Yep. Wow, I'm thrilled with that. Because I have the inevitability here, right? Like, if they don't pressure me too hard, like, I'm in decent shape. Now, I am aware I have a Mana Crypt as well, but... Yep. Okay. Nope. I got nothing to use for it. So they got my reflection turned off. If I need a Force of Will here, I have it. Wow, their mana's like pretty intense here. Maybe it's worth sacrificing my Goblin Shaman here. So I can hard cast Force next turn if I'm not forced to use it here right now. I really would like to get this Fairy Mastermind into play because they can't block the damage right now. Okay. Another Metamorph. And a counter. Now this thing's really good, the Mercurial Spell Dancer. Well, I can get 4 damage through. I should do it, right? Yeah. Put them on a Mana Crypt flip for sure. You got it. Okay. See if we can win here. They did win the flip. All right. But I have an unblockable here, so we'll have to see what their play is. No rod? Yep. It's better for them than it is for me here, but let's see. This is just clearly unblockable, right? Can't be blocked. Yep. Okay. Good win for us there, guys. See you next round. Okay, guys, here we are in round 5. And we're playing Absorbent 3. And Absorbent 3 is a Hate Bears player. So what do we think of this here? I think this is pretty good. Sadly, they won the die roll here, so let's see what they do. Basic Forest Go. Always blows my mind, man. And what can a guy say? I think I'm just going to Time Walk here. Don't see a reason not to do that. I'm probably just going to... I mean, I guess I'll get a non-basic here. Not really happy about it given how fragile my mana base is, but my hope is I'm just going to draw land here and get a Kiki Jiki going. We didn't. So we're going to Ancestral ourselves and hope this works. It did. Okay. I think I'm going to play a Ragavan here. Like, just cast it, right? I mean, I guess I could dash it. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think I have to do that. If my opponent wants to kill it, I think that's fine. And we have Fury to mop up the mess next turn. Right, so I think that's the argument for casting this here, is that Fury will be able to remove any blocker that they have in play. And if my opponent has removal for the Ragavan, that's totally reasonable. Okay, so it is a 3/4, and I can kill that currently. Oh, I have to be careful what I discard here. Um, discard Brainstorm. This thing's still a 3/4. I believe this is how it goes. We do this first. Put all 4 on that. Hopefully we didn't screw it up. Very important you stack your triggers correct on this. Okay. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Yep, that does work. Okay. Gladly make a trade here if you want to get in front of my Ragavan. And I'm going to kill your Tarmogoyf anyways. I got a mountain. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. Oops. Okay. I'll play the Mox out next turn. See if we can trigger our Ledger Shredder and put away the Pyroblast. We also have Fables to do the same job. I did like my opponent's play there. It was very good. It's just unfortunate I had a Treasure Cruise to be able to punish them for it. Um, well, let's see if my opponent has an Endurance here that they're going to flash in. They do not. Okay. Probably should be attacking with Ragavan first here. I'll give up the damage here on the Ledger Shredder. My opponent is a creature deck, so there's a chance I'm going to be able to cast something they like. Caracas, okay. It saves my monkey. I guess I could play a second Fable here, right? I think I like that. All right. Feel pretty good about our setup here. Okay, good win for us. And we have some pretty good cards against my opponent's style of deck and the Furies. I think Dismember is pretty solid. I'm not sure how I feel about Sphinx. It's probably pretty damn good against what my opponent's playing. Preordain is pretty bad. Mental Misstep is probably okay. So we need to make a cut of 4 cards here. Flusterstorm is definitely not at its best here. Mental Misstep is probably okay to cut. I think Fairy Mastermind is probably not great because my opponent's deck is not really predicated on drawing cards. So I think this is a pretty good setup here. But like all mid-range decks, they're all extremely vulnerable to Fury. Yep, I like it. We got turn 1 Force if we need it. We've got a Fury. Hopefully we don't need to burn it right away. Yeah. Pretty good. That's the type of start my opponent's looking for. Like paying Forest Go is not good enough. Like they did in game 1, in my opinion. Here you go. Ideally, we're looking to build up to hard casting this, but if my opponent puts me in a position where I'm not really able to do that, then yeah, then I will burn it. And this is the type of thing that you're kind of go, I don't know. Now do I burn my turn 3 play to get rid of both of those? I don't know. Interesting, my opponent didn't attack there. Okay. I think I can take a peek there now that I have the Sphinx to pitch. Yeah, so that was really nicely telegraphed. Oh, they have their own Fable of the Mirror Breaker and Tarmogoyf, eh? Okay. Guess I will force, if I'm able to do it. I probably can't, actually. I was going to say force their Fable because they have Pyroblast up. Interestingly enough. Hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm going to let it resolve. Hmm. All right. Well, I think I cast my own Fable, right? All right, man. They'll be able to do some filtering here if they so choose. The Goyf is looking a little bit problematic here. Not currently at the moment, but okay, so that helps it a lot because they just put an artifact in the yard. Inscan Boo. We cannot have that. They've got the Pyroblast. I know. They just let it go because they dumped the Pyroblast. That makes sense. Hmm. Do I block here? I don't think so. I think I'm going to take this one. And the reason is, guys, is I really want to build myself up to a hardcast Fury. I guess I could have done that right there had I not blocked. I'm not going to do this. Yeah, that was not optimal, my play there. Dismember is nice. Kind of like all of these. Dismember on top. All right. Not going to attack here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And everything is shut off with this in play. I think I'm okay to sit back. Let's see, they have a bolt here. That would be unfortunate. Getting an extra counter on this will be fairly significant if I'm able to accomplish it. It's another Minskin Boo. Oh dear, guys. Oh dear Lord. Okay, well, that's problematic, especially with the Kiki. That is going to kill me in very, very short order. Matter of fact, I think I might have to block this with my token. 5 go 4 dismember doesn't work, right? Boy, I am just I lost this game. I have to do it this way. I have to jump block. I did not play this game optimally, almost assuredly. Yeah, really, I'm pretty screwed to be honest. I need that extra mana, guys. I guess I can nuke this with Dismember. But I'm pretty much dead otherwise. I guess that's okay. I mean, I'd have to pitch everything to do this, right? Is there any way I can stay alive just with this Dismember? You've got to be joking me. I can't really Dismember now. I need them to try and put tokens on this and Dismember as an instant. I also need this to be live. So, yeah, we're probably dead here. Well, I am dead. Exactly, because I have to go to 2 life in order to accomplish this. But let's see. We'll leave it to my opponent to make a mistake, and if they do, then they can just kill me anyways. Boom. Yep. Minskin Boo is definitely a problematic card for me. I maybe need to consider bringing in a Pithing Needle for that. I hate to admit it, but that is just a really brutal card on me. Maybe I can cut Probe here. Let's try this. I mean, it's not great. It's not great, but I have a cantrip, I have some removal, and I have a force. I mean, can't do a whole lot better than that. Yeah. Tinker, I've got my Tinker target in my hand. How awkward is that? No, I got double Force of Will up now. As suboptimal as it is. My opponent does play Pyroblast of note. Yeah, I'll let them get this into play here. Just a quick Minskin Boo. Doesn't really matter. It's pretty good. I'm really glad I put those two cards on the bottom, I'll tell you that much. Yep. Fable was a good draw if I can find some lands to go with it. Okay. That's not very good, guys. Scavenging Ooze. Yeah. Not happy about it, but I might actually have to dismember this because I'm trying to move towards a treasure cruise here. So it doesn't feel great to do this, but it's the world we're living in. So it's a tough call. I really would love to wasteland them, but I think I'm trying to cast a Fable here. So I am going to, against my better judgment, let my opponent have their forest here and see if I can draw out of it. And I'm glad I did because they found another land. This could be an endurance. Yeah, it is an endurance. I'm going to have to force it, unfortunately. Get rid of the Tinker here. Yeah, we're hanging on by a thread. Really need some help here. Oh, geez, that's not good for me. We need a land here now, preferably a fetch. We did get one. Well, I think I'm going to get a basic forest. I haven't seen Wasteland out of my opponent, so I'm probably okay to cheat a tiny bit. Do we just get Fable here, guys? I think so. I don't know, though. Yeah, I'm going to cast Fable. Like, yeah, a Minskin Boo is brutal for me if they find it, but I just have to take gambles here. And yes, my opponent is very likely to reload their hand here, but we got to utilize the tools that we have here. And next turn, I should be able to do a treasure cruise. And I do have a very strong trump card against my opponent in Fury as an option. Okay. What is this? Okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to have a hard time beating that. I don't have that type of removal in my deck. Gotta hand it to Absorbent 3. They play some very peculiar things. And you can't help but enjoy it. One, two, three. Okay. Certainly not optimal. I feel like I hate doing this because I feel like I might need this, but I feel like I just need to start digging and I don't have the luxury of waiting. Yeah, Caves of Chaos Adventure is a pretty good one. I am stuck with these cards. Not perfect by any means, guys, but we're going to go about our business. My opponent has got me on a 2-turn clock here. But that said, is this trample? It is not. So we're going to have a number of blockers next turn. So I think I take the hit. And my opponent does need to be careful here with their Sylvan Library. Because I can dash a Ragavan in. Not likely to be big, but it could be. Okay, they've decided they're paying more life. They are going to take the initiative from me, almost assuredly. Krakus is pretty solid here. Into your hand. Okay, so they're among the milled cards, so they can get a Shepherd or a Spear Guide. Okay. They cannot pump it this turn, but next turn they could. Be interesting to see if my opponent attacks here to take the initiative. I will take it. Okay, we need help. That does not help. I could dash Ragavan here. Endurance is another card they could have here. But this is on Ooze. So, oh, interesting. They're putting it back in their hand. 2, 4, 6. Okay. Double red, double green. I can mess with their mana. So they can't really cast it that well. They're going to fight me. They can give that thing haste, though. So this thing can come into play with haste if my opponent can cast it. That is the question. So this can block. He can destroy this enchantment. He can hit me for 5. Um, it's one of the cards in their hand. I think I dash Ragavan, right? Maybe I don't need to play it safe, but I think I'm going to. You know what? Let's attack with the caves here first, right? I don't need to. I don't need to attack with Ragavan. Oh wow, that's lucky. I'm going to get the initiative back here, and that's another thing to be of note to keep the initiative. Hmm. Guess I'll put it on this guy. Forge. Sorry, guys. I know I'm being really pensive. This is incredibly intricate here in this particular spot. Parablast, okay. Take one of their basics away. I'm going to cast Ragavan here. Okay, that's my play. So they can't currently cast Kogla and Yodaro. And we should be able to win next turn, given the opportunity. Even Minsc and Boo doesn't do it here. But they do run, I know, Spirit Guides and things like that in their deck. So it is possible for them to get Kogla and Yodaro out. But so they did have a Spirit Guide. Yep, so they were able to do it. I don't believe this kills me. Oh, it gains Trample. Okay, Trample and Haste, yeah. So they're Hellbent. This is a 7/7 Trample. And this thing is a 4/4. There you go. Okay, they can forge. But we're going to trap them here next turn. Put that on their guy here. What a good game. That was a big game changer, that card. A little bit fortuitous on my part to be able to get through it. Cannot cast this. But we just attack with both. Yep. Okay, good games. Very solid 4-1 for the deck, guys. Yeah, I don't think I would really make any changes to the deck list, to be honest. I guess it's somewhat questionable, the Sphinx and the Tinker package. Like, it's all it literally does. I drew one of the pieces. The Tinker was just literally a dead card in my deck. It's really bad. I don't like it, but, you know, there are places where Sphinx is pretty good against the Squee decks and against Dredge in general, but it's not as good as it once was, certainly with the existence of Cradlevine. I'm not as crazy about it, and it's very limited functionality now, I think. So that is something I would reconsider. I could just see throwing in a little bit more removal, like dismembers, perhaps in place of that. But other than that, I think the list performed really well. I certainly enjoyed casting a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and having four main deck Fury, or four Fury, is just so serious. But regardless, guys, as always, I appreciate you hanging out. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and we're going to see you guys next time.